أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. The head of delegation, Professor Bashir Mohammed Nuhu, as well as other members of the Governing Council, Federal College of Education, Technical, Gusau, my Deputy Governor, Malam Mani, Malam Mumuni, as well as the Secretary to the Government, Chief of Staff, Honorable Commissioners, as well as advisors, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Let me start by welcoming you to Zamfara, Gusau, in particular, you and your entire team, even though we have those that are ours, as Professor Likis, even though she ran away from, I remember telling her not to leave, but then she said she has already done all the necessary documentation in Abuja. But anyway, you're most welcome. I'm humbled by your kind words, and I truly remain grateful for that. Federal College of Education Technical is one of the few, or one of the first tertiary institutions that we have in Zamfara, I think followed by, I don't know, Kaura and here, which one comes first? Yeah. And to say this, we benefited from that school. In fact, about 5 of my sisters went to that school. So it's a school or college that we will not play with. Like you rightly mentioned in your opening remarks about the state of education in Zamfara State. Yes, it's a state that is at the disadvantage, at the bottom, when it comes to education. When you look at all the indices, in fact, we were competing between Y and Z, the 2 letters, Yobe, Zamfara. Today, if Zamfara is second to the last, Yobe will be the last, or Yobe is the last, Zamfara is. That has been the case. But Alhamdulillah, as you're fully aware, on January, I think 31st, 2024, we declared a state of emergency in Zamfara State, looking at the fact that it's a sector that is facing too many challenges. And you all agree with me that education is key to everything we do today, without which there will be no meaningful development. Of course, as you mentioned, for the past 3 years, we couldn't pay NECO, and as such, our students couldn't go to or further their education, which is really sad. But Alhamdulillah, we're able to sort that out, and it has now become history. And we are on it to make sure no child is left as far as education is concerned, which form the backbone of everything that we do. We're all here today because of education. So that is to show that it is a sector that must be given priority. As we are right now, we are remodeling and building over 250 schools across the state. And this includes providing, apart from the building, the structures itself, we make sure there's a conducive atmosphere in terms of providing the right furniture for our students to learn in a very comfortable environment. And we're not just stopping there. Of course, manpower is key in terms of training and retraining our teachers. And this is where Federal College of Education Technical comes in, because we need to build capacity. It is a college that provides the platform to have qualified lecturers that will teach our students. So, in that regard, it is a college that must be given all the necessary attention. Because if you have the structures in place and you don't have the manpower, it comes to nothing. So the two will have to go hand in hand. And therefore, we will continue to give attention to Federal College of Education Technical. So we are mindful of all the challenges the school is facing in terms of security, in terms of other structures, and so on and so forth. We didn't forget that. It's just that when we came on board, there were just too many things to handle. And such needs adequate planning, as well as resources. So we're on that. And I will assure you and your members that all the issues raised will be looked into. We are already looking at that, or into that. But we will fast track the process so that at least you will see and you will also feel our presence as government. And I appreciate the fact that sponsorship is not just government. There should be private individuals that are well-to-do that can also contribute in one way or the other. So I'm happy with the fact that you made mention of politicians, especially political office holders, to also chip in, even if it is one or two. That will also go a long way in solving some of this. And if we continue along that line, it's just a matter of time. Things will be much, much better. So apart from the role the state government is going to play in terms of sponsorship, which is also an opportunity for us, because in the past, there was always a cut-off point from each of the states. But now there's an opportunity, which is an advantage to us. Because of the security challenges, parents are not comfortable sending their children come to Zamfara. Even though now things are changing, the security situation getting better, it is something that we inherited over 12 years ago. And you don't expect miracle within 1 year to sort this out. But what I can comfortably say and confidently say is, we're making significant progress in the area of security, and inshallah, it will be a matter of history. This thing will be overcome. So I've had all the issues you mentioned about the school buses. Yes, we've gone ahead to dig some trenches across all the schools, not just FCET, including the Federal University, so as to also encourage our security personnel to be able to function effectively. So it's in place. And the issue of transportation also, we're looking at the best possible way to come to the school's aid in terms of providing certain kind of transportation. In fact, I had directed one of the commissioners to come up, including the SSG, to come up with a framework under which some of these things, because the issue is not about just buying cars. We've been buying cars, but in the end, where do you see them? They end up somewhere in somebody's house. Even the so-called mass transit, I keep asking, all those buses in thousands that we bought, what happened to the money? They end up in private pockets. Even to maintain those cars is an issue. And we cannot continue like that. We must be able to hold people accountable. There must be process in place where somebody will be responsible for X, Y, Z. If we don't do that, we'll not get anywhere. And that is a fact. We must have a functional system. We must have effective planning, and sustainability is key to everything we do. And that is what we're liking. Especially this part of the country, northern Nigeria, or the north. Even in our businesses, what we are lacking is accounting principles. That is why most businesses don't go far. You find that you're a businessman, but you can't even differentiate between your business and your household. Everything is combined together. At the end of the year, if you're looking at your books, profitability, and you can't tell the difference. So you don't even know whether you're making money or you're not making money. These are challenges that this part of the country are facing. And unless we make conscious effort to begin to change the mindset, we'll continue to complain, we'll continue to be in poverty, and nothing will progress. So we're on that, and I still challenge SSG and the commissioner, because that framework under which we'll do an effective transportation system in Zamfara State where there will be accountability. Otherwise, it's just a waste of money. Especially with inflation now, a car that you buy 4 million is now over 200 million. Those same highest buses that we used to buy under 1 million now. New one? No, a new one is about 50 million, 60 million. Unless if you're looking for Tokombo. And if you go for Tokombo, you're not solving the problem. In fact, that is even an opportunity for the driver to begin to complain on X, Y, Z. Exactly. So these are the issues, but we'll get there, inshallah. So therefore, I want to thank you for finding the time to be with us today. I came into the state yesterday evening and I was told you guys are around and there's a need for us to meet, and I said it's important I'll meet you today so that I can hear from you. And I'm happy that I've listened to you. All the issues are highlighted, and the rest is now for us to put them in proper perspective and think of the best possible ways to come to your aid. So inshallah, we'll do that immediately, and we'll swing into action. Technical school is part of our agenda because we realize there's a serious challenge there, and we're actually thinking of converting some of the schools in our senatorial district. We have 3 senatorial districts, so we intend to have one in each of those senatorial districts, because that way you also empower people, you train them, and they become handy. Fortunately, time has changed now where in everything you need certificate. That is the only instrument that you can flash to say, yes, you're qualified to do X, Y, Z. And if you have that, it's also a source of livelihood for you. So part of what we're doing is to see that we have these schools in place. We're still going back to the previous system where we had all the technical schools, right from secondary school, and you're at liberty to either further your education or you can use that certificate within that range and be able to at least survive. So it's a good thing. It's also something that, we've been discussing. Unfortunately, the Honorable Commissioner of Education is out of the country. We've been having challenges with some of our students in Cyprus. So, and I wanted to really handle that matter. So I set a team to go there and find out what are the issues, because they keep getting multiple, so that we can sort out the situation, inshallah. Adibin is here. I'm sure he will throw more light on how far we've gone about this technical school. But it's a good thing that you mentioned, so I'll take it up with him, inshallah, on Monday during our council meeting, so that we know exactly where we stand, inshallah. So I know I have other meeting. Let me stop here, and I'm sure that we will have things to do. And I want to thank you for finding the time to be with us this afternoon. And we are open for suggestion, dialogue, whatever. Because it's always good to have multiple ideas. Then you can filter and then begin to pick in order of priority. So we're always open to suggestion, criticisms, because you need to be criticized for you to know that you're doing something wrong. If everybody just say, you're good, something is wrong. Constructive criticisms. So thank you very much for finding the time to be with us. And I wish you a successful tenure. May Allah continue to guide all of us. Assalamu alaikum.